You want bass that shakes your neighbor's windows, but you're stuck between the Skar SVR-12 and the monster EVL-12. Today, I'm tearing these apart to show you exactly which one is going to wreck your trunk, and which one is just hype. One is a daily driver king, and the other is a low-end frequency demon. Let's start with the SVR-12. When you pull this out of the box, you notice that signature red spider. It looks mean. It's got a stamped steel basket that feels solid, not like those cheap thin ones at big box stores. It's rocking a 2.6-inch 4-layer copper voice coil. That's a decent size for this class. The motor is a 153-ounce double-stacked ferrite magnet. It's heavy, but manageable. You can mount this in a standard 12-inch cutout without reinforcing your entire baffle with 3 layers of MDF. Now, look at the EVL-12. This thing makes the SVR look like a toy. We're talking about a massive high-flux double-stacked motor that's significantly larger than the SVR's. But the real difference is in that voice coil. The EVL steps up to a full 3-inch high-temperature copper coil. In car audio, that jump from 2.6 to 3 inches is huge. It means more surface area to dissipate heat, so you can beat on this thing for hours without smelling that dreaded magic smoke. The surround on the EVL is also much beefier. It's a high-row foam surround designed for massive excursion. The EVL is built to move air, period. Let's talk numbers. The SVR-12 is rated at 800 watts RMS and 1,600 watts peak. In my experience, that 800 watt rating is conservative. I've seen guys run 1,000 watt amps to these all day long as the signal is clean. It's perfect for a standard monoblock amp that doesn't require you to upgrade your entire electrical system. You can probably get away with a stock alternator and a decent AGM battery with the SVR. The EVL-12 is rated at 1,250 watts RMS and 2,500 watts peak. That is a massive jump. You aren't just plugging and playing this sub. If you want to actually hear what the EVL can do, you need a serious amp, something like a Skar RP2000 or a Sundown 1500. And here's the gritty shop detail: if you run an EVL at its full potential, you better have your electrical game on point. I'm talking 0-gauge OFC wiring, a big 3 upgrade under the hood, and maybe even a secondary battery. If your lights are dimming every time the kick drum hits, you aren't getting 1,250 watts. You're just killing your alternator. If you aren't ready to upgrade your wiring, stick with the SVR. The SVR-12 is what I call a musical sub. It's punchy. If you listen to rock, country, or fast EDM, the SVR is going to keep up with the beat perfectly. The 2.6-inch coil is lighter, so it reacts faster. The bass is tight, accurate, and hits you right in the chest. It's great for a daily driver where you want to hear the music, not just feel the car falling apart. The EVL-12 is a low-frequency specialist. It's designed for the low-lows. If your playlist is full of slowed-and reverb rap or heavy trap beats, the EVL is going to make you smile. It hits those notes down in the 25 Hz to 250 range that the SVR just can't reach with the same authority. The EVL doesn't just make sound, it moves the air in the cabin. It's a wet bass sound, very deep, very vibrating. But because that 3-inch coil and massive cone assembly are heavier, it's a bit slower. On fast double bass drums, it can feel a little muddy compared to the SVR. It's a trade-off. Do you want speed or depth? I say this to every customer: the box is 70% of the sound. For the SVR-12, it's versatile. It performs surprisingly well in a sealed enclosure if you're tight on space. It gives you that ultra-tight, accurate bass. But if you want it to bark, put it in a ported box tuned to about 34 or 36 Hz. The EVL-12? Do not put this in a sealed box. You're just wasting your money. This sub needs to breathe. It wants a large, ported enclosure with plenty of port area. I recommend tuning it lower, maybe 32 Hz, to really take advantage of that heavy motor. And make sure your box is built with at least 3/4 inch MDF. I've seen EVLs literally shake cheap prefab boxes apart at the seams. I usually double baffle the front of the box when I'm installing an EVL just to make sure the mounting surface doesn't flex. The more the box flexes, the less bass you hear. Alright, let's talk shop for a minute. When you're installing these, pay attention to the terminals. Both the SVR and the EVL use nice push terminals that handle thick speaker wire. Don't use that thin 16-gauge junk. Run at least 12-gauge or even 10-gauge from the amp to the sub. Also, break-in period is real. These subs, especially the EVL with that stiff double-layer spider, need time to loosen up. Give them a good 15 to 20 hours of playtime at moderate volumes before you really start cranking the gain. You'll notice the bass gets deeper and smoother after a few weeks. Heat is the enemy. Both have great airflow cooling, but they aren't invincible. If you start smelling that burnt coil scent, back off. The EVL can handle more heat because of that 3-inch coil, but even it has a breaking point. To make this easy for you, here is the final breakdown. The SVR-12 gives you 800 watts RMS, a 2.6-inch coil, and a 153-ounce magnet. It's the punchy, musical choice. The EVL-12 steps up to 1250 watts RMS, a massive 3-inch coil, and a high-flux double-stack motor. It's the low-end, air-moving monster. The EVL is just more sub across the board, but more isn't always better if you aren't prepared for the electrical upgrades and the larger box it requires. So, which one is for you? It comes down to your goals and your budget for the entire system. Go with the Skar SVR-12 if you want a killer daily driver that sounds great on all types of music. It's easier to power, fits in more boxes, and for most people, it's more than enough bass to be that guy at the stoplight. It's the smart choice for a balanced system. Go with the Skar EVL-12 if you're chasing those ultra-low frequencies and you want people to feel you coming from 2 blocks away. If you're willing to spend the extra time and money on a high-output alternator, 0-gauge wiring, and a massive custom-ported box, the EVL will reward you with bass that the SVR just can't touch. It's an entry-level competition sub that punches way above its weight class. Remember to check the description box for the links to both the SVR and the EVL on Amazon. Prices fluctuate all the time. Check the links to see what the current deals are looking like. I've also linked some of the amps and wiring kits I recommend for these setups. I want to hear from you guys. What are you running in your trunk right now? Are you Team SVR for the punch, or are you rocking the EVL for the lows? Drop a comment below and let me know your setup. If this comparison helped you figure out your next build, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. And if you want to see more real-world teardowns and car audio installs, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for hanging out here with me today, and I'll catch you on the next one.